80 pounds of carrots on the order sheet. I don't have 80 pounds. That was the situation Curtis Stone found him in when we recorded The Urban Farmer one August. If he couldn't deliver those carrots, a customer worth $52,000 a year was going to walk. So what did he do? When most businesses would panic, Curtis did something that a lot of people wouldn't do. He called his competition to see if he could buy their product. In August, when most farmers at the farmers market were drowning in produce, Curtis used that surplus to his advantage to help fulfill some of his orders. It wasn't charity, it was strategy, and it's a strategy that can help you build your farm business. Here's the farming reality that nobody will talk about. Sometimes you're going to be short when demand is high, and you're going to be long on crops when demand is short. It's the reality of it. If you're a farmer who's selling vegetable crops to customers on a regular basis, then it's inevitable that at some point over a 30-week season that you'll be short on product. That's just how it is. Crops fail, production comes in less than expected, insect issues happen, and there's also increased demand. All of these issues can lead to situations where you have more orders than you have product to deliver. Traditional thinking says, tell them, sorry, we're out. But every sorry is a drain on your relationship bank account with that customer. You need to get them the product that they want. You need to fill their order or they'll go somewhere else to get that product. And that shouldn't be surprising. Think about it from their end. They have customers too, and they aren't going to turn customers away if they don't have to. They need to put food on the table. And in order to do that, you need to put food into their walk-in. But that's the problem. You're short product. So what do? Your shortage can become someone else's opportunity permanently. Curtis's solution was to buy from other farms to use to fulfill his orders. But why would your competitors sell to you? Just like you, they need to move their product and sell it. And a sale is a sale. And if they're a long product, then they have a problem. And your problem can solve their problem. Their reality. 50 vendors fighting for customers, going home with wilting produce, making $200 after 8 hours. Curtis's offer was cash today, everything sold in one shot, going home with no waste. Here's the math that makes it work. Farmer's market, $4 per pound plus 8 hours plus potential waste. Selling to Curtis, $3 per pound, gone in 5 minutes, a guaranteed sale. Curtis to restaurant, $3.75 per pound. Curtis's profit, almost nothing.
You have 25% margin. There's no profit in it.
But keeping a $52,000 per year customer, priceless. The critical principle here is you can't just buy from anyone.
I'm only buying from farmers that I trust, that I know are going to be giving me quality.
When Curtis looked at his competitors and what he was going to buy from them, he decided to source crops that were easy. Beets, carrots, radishes, products with consistent quality. But there was also a few products he would stay away from and wouldn't source from the competition.
I'm not sourcing greens because, frankly, I don't think anybody has greens that are as good as mine in town that I've seen.
His signature products, anything that defined his brand, the lesson. Collaboration only works when the standards are clear.
It's more just long-term thinking, keep my customers happy, keep my foot in the door by being a constant stream for them.
Curtis reveals the deeper strategy.
It keeps the flow of capital circulating through me, even though I might be spreading it around in some other places, but it keeps it coming through me.
3 hidden benefits most farmers miss. Number 1, relationship insurance. Full order delivered equals customer secured. 2, market intelligence. Every farmer becomes your information network. 3, the reciprocal cycle. In August, Curtis was buying their excess carrots. In October, they're buying Curtis's greens. It's not one way, it's a cycle.
The restaurant market here is extremely competitive for farmers. I don't suggest anybody come to Kelowna and go, oh yeah, I'm going to get a piece of that action. It's extremely competitive. There's demand for the growers that are providing, that have built the reputation that they have. And there's growers that have been selling to some of these restaurants far longer than I have. And they have strong demand because they have that connection and they want their product. It's not like it's just a wide open thing. Come on in, because you'll be competing with me and you're competing with a few other people that I've trained over the years that are also really badass farmers. Fortunately, a lot of the young farmers, we're not out stepping on each other's toes, but there are a few pretty cutthroat growers out here that are going in and aggressively trying to take your customers.
But here's what happens when you build a network. Your customers will start to warn you about these types of things.
I would say 5 of my biggest spending customers, I have such close relationships with them that in the case of that happening, and it has before, they let me know. I've gotten a call say, hey, just so you know, so-and-so is coming out and offering this price.
His suppliers share market intel. His competition is his supply chain. In a cutthroat market, his relationships, his network are his moat. Before you need it, step 1, build relationships at markets. Exchange numbers, understand what they grow, know their quality. When you're short, step 2, make the professional ask. I'm short 20 pounds this week, paying $3 per pound cash today. Can pick up anytime. After the transaction, step 3, maintain the relationship. Pay immediately. Refer customers when you're long. Share market intelligence. Never compromise your core differentiator. Curtis wouldn't source greens because that was his signature product. Let's follow an actual week and see what this looked like. Monday, order shows 80 pounds of carrots are needed. Tuesday, Curtis has 60 pounds. Tuesday afternoon, he buys 20 pounds from a trusted local farmer. Wednesday, he delivers the complete order to a restaurant. If he hadn't been able to source those additional 20 pounds of carrots from another local farm, he would have been in trouble. He would have had to short the customer 20 pounds. The customer might find a new supplier. You could lose a $1,000 per week account and have an annual loss to your business of $52,000. The math is undeniable. Sometimes you have to look outside of your farm to make the customer happy. This isn't just farming. Research shows the same patterns across industries. Airlines share flights through code sharing, restaurants share commissary kitchens, even Netflix and Amazon share infrastructure. But for farmers, it's even more critical because products are perishable, seasons are unpredictable, relationships are everything.
That's their thing. That's their niche. And they have the infrastructure to do that. So it's like, why get into that when they already have it set up?
Your competition already has what you need. Now let's put this theory into action. Here are some action steps you can do this week to help solve some problems on your farm when it comes to fulfilling short orders. Days 1 and 2, map your network. List 3 farmers growing what you don't grow. Know what you grow that they don't. Days 3 and 4, initiate contact. Visit their market during slow hours, exchange numbers, and ask them one simple question. Do you ever have any excess? And if so, of what crops? Day 5 to 7, test the system. During your next shortage, don't apologize to customers. Call in your network and make one small purchase. Remember, set your standards first and only buy from farmers you trust. If you do that, you'll find your competition is now your collaborator. And here's what Curtis found out when he did that.
I've just realized more and more that a lot of farmers don't enjoy customer service. They don't enjoy sales. A lot of farmers just want to farm.
They have a product, you have relationships. They have carrots, you have a customer that wants them. Next time you're short a product, don't lose the customer. Call your competitor. Thanks for watching this episode of the Urban Farmer Rewind. If you want to watch the full-length episode, you can do so using the link below. I hope this one helped. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I always like reading those comments. And thanks for stopping by. As always, continue this week, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.